بسم الله.
شو كده؟
Is on.
That is on. Yes, it's on.
Yes.
Okay.
As you saw, Kant tried to solve the problem of Hume and Newton, both. Hume for analyzing causality, Newton for necessity of physics laws. In this matter, Kant tried to explain that we can explain causality, necessity, and, for example, unity and some others through a posteriori, a priori synthetic propositions. A priori synthetic propositions means that those propositions that causality, for example, or necessity can be explained in them, but these are not analytic, but about real experience. And by this matter, Comfort, I found the situation all of these categories. The situation of these categories is phenomena and appearances. And we have these kind of appearances. By the moment, I want to ask a question. If you say there are a cause for this matter, but unseen cause, is it possible?
Unseen cause.
Unseen.
For the
Ah.
yes, it
For
is.
this matter.
Yes, it is. It is possible.
No, it's not possible.
It is possible.
No. Because the causality is between appearances. If you don't have any appearance from those unseen cause, you cannot ascribe between them causality. Causality is about the relation between appearances.
Okay, if we have two things, one of them is cause and the other effect, and we really cannot recognize this relation, cause-effect, between them with any of our senses.
Yes.
It can be because we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot, for example, touch
Yeah.
this relation between them.
Sure.
And because of this, I said maybe it can be. They are they are an external world, for sure. We are not speaking about about noumena. They are phenomena.
Yes.
But the relation of causality between them, I think we have some things that depends on each other without any experience, without any
Yes, I know.
seeing,
Yes.
without any
But
hearing.
where is the situation of causality? Causality
Phenomena
in phenomena.
in external, yeah.
And between two appearances.
Between two appearances. Of
Yes,
course.
yes.
Of course.
If you don't have any appearance from one thing, no kind of appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is the other you have. You cannot explain causality between them because causality is a kind of combination of these two, all things. Therefore, you cannot understand from this causality that is for appearances use it for other things that is not appearance, that does not appearance. Therefore, what does it mean that God is the cause of the world?
Cause of the causes. And the cause of the world. Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yes,
Cause of
yes, yes.
everything.
Yes, yes, yes.
God is not an appearance.
Yes. Because God does not have an appearance, yes, and because causality is between appearances, that there is no way to explain about the causation of God for the world, for this matter. Very important.
Yes, but it's
complicated.
complicated. That's at the same time.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
And if you have this kind of epistemology, it is very difficult. Not very difficult.
It's a special
impossible.
kind of epistemology.
Yes. It is impossible to explain about something like this. And also, from necessary being, you say there are contingent beings, there are some necessary beings. Necessity, concept necessity is between appearances or in analytic propositions. Yes? Analytic propositions.
Priori, yeah.
Yeah.
Priori.
And it is a kind of relation. How you use necessity, that is a kind of relation to a being that has necessary existence. Yes?
But is it
It's
possible
conceptual,
to
I think, only in the mind, not outside.
being a necessary?
Yes, and you cannot explain it in external world
Yes.
about any kind of causality of God to anything.
Yeah, that.
And necessary being, you cannot say anything. That is the basic of or Islamic, for example, Islamic kalam or Islamic philosophy about the existence of God. Yes, excuse me.
I mean, is it possible for a necessary being not to have an appearance? I mean, for a being without appearance to be a necessary being?
Being without appearances means noumena. We don't have any kind of noumena. We don't have any kind of relation between noumena.
So we can't know if it exists or it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but what is existence?
Existence
Depends on appearances.
What appearance, yeah?
Yeah.
Existence
What is
is
appearance?
So whatever doesn't have an appearance does not exist?
He doesn't. He said that. What do you mean by exist? Exist means what we have from appearances.
So can it then be said that Kant did not believe in the existence of God?
No.
No, no.
No, he
He
was a
said it
believer as
is
a
enough
Christian.
for humankind. In the case of morality, he said
Yes.
we can have a morality, a human morality, without necessity of divine guidance.
But does God
He
exist?
said this. No, he was priest.
He's a priest, yeah.
No priest. He was
He was not any religious man.
Purpose.
No.
Kant, Immanuel Kant.
It was not any religious man.
At the beginning
He is the beginning of secularity in
Secularity,
yes,
yes.
Europe.
in Europe. Yes.
He came by
But
this
he
idea.
tried, but he criticized all arguments for the existence of God in his time. He classified these arguments and give some criticisms, very important criticisms. It is very important philosophical criticisms. And by this criticism, he showed that there is no way for demonstration for God. If it is so, somebody can say,
So he doubted the existence of God?
no. He said that we must accept as a postulate God for morality,
Okay.
and not any kind of demonstration. Therefore, if we want to criticize Western philosophy, we must focus on Kant. And the most important philosopher that is perhaps enemy of Islamic philosophy, or a kind of metaphysics in Islamic philosophy, and reject any metaphysics in Islamic philosophy, is Kant. And we must learn about these matters in Islamic philosophy. Inshallah, in next term, perhaps with you, I don't know, perhaps in comparative philosophy, we are comparing these kinds of Islamic philosophy with Western philosophy.
Good.
If you want to know by the moment, you can use my
Website.
and also my articles about this matter.
Is it in English?
Yes.
Yeah, in academia I saw some English
Yes, in
articles.
English,
Yeah,
yes.
in English.
In English. Both of them in English, and some of them has not been translated in Persian.
Oof. Directly into English.
Only to English.
Okay.
And you can find, for example, necessity of necessary being, logical or ontological. Yes. And I explained it. And also about the about the causality. How we have causality.
Ontologically external or non-logical?
And how we have in Islamic philosophy about the causality. As I said to you, there are a lot of problems, philosophical problems. We must explain it in Islamic philosophy. How Islamic philosophers treat these matters. It is very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Without
And very-
using the Quran?
No. Not Quran. Because it is a kind of because necessity, and it is a philosophical, epistemological.
كلام theological issue.
Theological, and you can find in this matter that Islamic philosophy has a lot of power over Western philosophy in these matters. And also I have a book about Septuagint argument in English.
Siddiqeen.
Septuagint argument, yes, for the example of God.
Siddiqeen. I saw this word.
And Septuagint argument for the existence of God, and and I showed that the criticism of Hume and Kant for
Shaykh Mutahari maybe used this.
yes. It is used by Avicenna for the first time.
Avicenna first time.
For the first time.
This expression.
And after that, Mullah Sadras.
No,
Or Ibn Sina Ibn.
Have you had Islamic philosophy?
We do Islamic
Yes,
philosophy
with,
with Dr. Bono.
Yes. In Arabic.
He explained in Arabic.
In Arabic.
Yes. Situated
Burhan Siddiqin.
Burhan Siddiqin more
Certain arguments for the existence of God.
Bazuki mentioned that, but Burhan Siddiqin, I remember I read it in
Mutahari's books.
Yes, and I explained in my book that none of the criticisms of Kant and Hume doesn't solve for certain arguments. As you see, it is a philosophy based on experience. But for Kant, there is another matter. And that is, we have the meaning of God, the meaning of the world, and the meaning of the soul. These three. And these three we don't have any phenomena from them. And these matters are not the ideal perceptions of the categories or categories of sensation, and not categories of understanding. How we have these matters? Kant must explain. You can say we cannot speak of God, but there are a lot of people speak of God. What does it mean? In the third place, Kant tried to explain another thing. Sense, understanding, and it is a reason for Kant. Reason means for Kant, we have some deduction. For example, deduction that we say that if this triangle has three angles equal to each other, it is all the angles or the
sides
yes, are the same. Yes, something like this. These are some propositions, and you need some demonstration for it. Therefore, you need two مقدمة
introduce
present
مقدمة
صغرى وكبرى.
This is
minor
minor
and
major
minor and
major.
major
no, yes, minor introduction.
No predicate. This is a predicate on the.
No, predicate is more than predicate. It's a proposition. Minor proposition or major proposition. Both of them is as introduction for or argument. For example, we say all the students are literate. All the students are literate. Ali is a student. Therefore, Ali is literate. Yes?
premise
Premise, yes.
logic
Yes.
yeah,
Premise, yes.
Yes, it is.
And minor premise and major premise. You have two premises. And the first one, for example, in this example, every student is literate. Ali is a student. Therefore, Ali is literate.
Right.
But somebody can ask, why all student is literate?
Are literate.
Are literate? I can say that, for example, another argument.
Example.
All the students are, for example, write something. All the students write something.
Right.
And all things, all person that writes something is literate. Therefore, all students are literate. And you can ask, why all students can write? I can give you some other demonstration. And you can continue. Ask. And after that, in the first place, you have one argument or one proposition that cannot be demonstrated. You must accept it as a postulate. Yes?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because of that, you can speak of all of these demonstrations. Yes? Can't say. If somebody asks you about the existence of a person, you say another person is the cause of existence of this person. You can demonstrate for this person, and also you can demonstrate for this person, and you can demonstrate for other, and with this matter, you say that there must be an original that does not need any demonstration, and it is the origin of all things.
Yes.
Because we expect that there must be a being in the first, that we can explain it, but it does not mean that there are a being. It is because we are tired to go one after one infinitely. Therefore, we suppose that there are a being in the first, in the origin, as if there is an origin, and we suppose that. For example, in the railway, parallel, both of them, you are seeing here, and you see that in the horizon they must be conjunction.
You see, like,
and you say that in the first place
They are united.
but you know that they cannot reach to each other.
Right.
Yes.
And Kant tried to explain it by this kind of explanation. He said that this is the categories of reason, not categories. It is the act of reason. Reason suppose that there are an origin. It is reason. Reason after sense and understanding. Have some deduction. From these deductions, he conclude that What does it mean? Reason. Reason conclude that there must be a person in the beginning as God.
Did you mention as God or not?
But yes, of God. We say God. And God is known by reason, not by sense, not by categories, because we don't have any appearances. We don't have any appearances.
So it means they can't accept God from reason.
Yes, not from reason. It is reason that
helps you to understand that there is a God.
Understand and suppose any God.
Professor, why he distinguished between understanding and reason?
Understanding.
It is clear from your explanation, but I think that understanding is the function of reason. Maybe
No. Understanding is a function of relating two kind of ideas, that is from appearances.
This is understanding.
Understanding, yes. Understanding, causality, for example, causality. Causality, you have causality between two kind of appearances.
Yes, of course.
Two appearances, you have a meaning of causality as the categories of your understanding. Therefore, in understanding, you have necessarily two kind of ideas that is from appearances. That is a phenomenal appearance. But for the not phenomenal, for something is not phenomenal, God is not a phenomenon. And also the world, universe, the world is a kind, a deduction of reason. In totality, it goes beyond each other in causality to reach to God, but the world is a causality, the world is a deduction of totality. We say this, that, and a totality. We suppose that there is a world. And with some limitation. We don't have this limitation. We don't have any understanding of this. We don't have any sense of this. We suppose that as if there is a being like this matter. And also about the soul. The soul. As I said in Hume said, like rejection of bodily substances, I reject the spirit or nous as a substance. He said that you have understanding of soul as his act only. He said, I am angry. And I am in love. I am this, I am that. You understand love, angriness, and other things. And you tried to explain it to a substance as the soul. And you don't have any understanding, you don't have any knowledge from the soul. Yeah? By this matter, Kant said, yes, we have the knowledge of soul, but as if we come from one act of me to another act, and to another act, to another act, and the end, I suppose that there is a being named
God.
No.
Spirit.
Spirit.
He was explaining about spirit.
Soul.
Soul.
soul is better than spirit. Therefore, there are three things that reason give us as like as other appearances, like something like this matter for light 3. We say light 3. We say I have an spirit, a spirit, soul. And these are, therefore, from the sense, you go to understanding, from categories of understanding, you go to the deduction of reason.
From the sense?
Deduction of reason.
From the sense we goes to?
Ready?
From the sense?
From the sense to understanding, from understanding to reason. He said God as ideal of pure reason.
Of?
Ideal.
Of?
Ideal.
Pureness.
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 Pure reason. No.
Purism.
Ideal
Purism.
of
Pure
pure reason.
reason.
Purism.
Pure reason.
Such full.
And the world as antinomy of pure reason, and the soul as paralogisms of pure reason. And all of them construct all knowledge. And I can explain all of
No, this last sentence of Kant was really the last sentence. سيعطي كارت shorter than.
And
Pure reason. Maybe he has a book on the pure reason also.
yes, critic of pure reason.
Critic of pure reason. Yeah.
The most important book is critic of pure reason.
Yeah.
Critic of pure reason. And
Critics on pure.
no, critic of pure reason, and also what kind of reason? Another kind. عملي.
Yeah.
Practical.
Practical reason.
Practical reason. Critic of practical reason. Critic of pure reason. And etc. The most important, I think, the most important book in philosophy, Western philosophy, is Critic of Pure Reason.
He's famous.
It's about
Tractat will be
700, perhaps 700 pages. One of, perhaps in some cases, one sentence it is
it's very profound.
as one page.
مش بيكون 100%.
But I want to add something for you about what we do with this matter as Muslims and Islamic philosophy. In Islamic philosophy, we say that the fault of Kant was in beginning from the appearances, then senses, then understanding, then pure reason. Yes? But in Islamic philosophy, we begin from pure reason to understanding to experience. Therefore,
That's a really great sentence.
This is no. Really, this is the more clear explanation.
Yes.
We need only those things.
yes,
Those
to make the
yeah.
the
But
Distinction.
you must know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You must know. Can't. After
point
that,
is
you
here.
can enjoy from this sentence. Yes. Without knowing Kant, you cannot enjoy. What is not
I think, no, I think he was, because as someone said that he was religious.
Yes, yes, I heard.
Yeah,
Priest.
if
I
we
heard.
see not priest, religious, yeah, he was.
Maybe you're talking to
No, even Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant was
Protestant German. Yeah.
from near from Germany. It is Estonia, yeah, Letonia. There.
No. Königsberg.
His origin.
Perhaps.
Maybe
His
Jewish.
origin from there. And how controversial person he was, you know, coming from religious
What kind of
atmosphere
fruit?
and discussing on religious topics, and after that going to
Atheism.
not to atheism, not to
What did you mention
atheism,
before?
to secularism.
Secularism.
Yeah.
Secular.
Yeah.
And what's important?
Because of this is different to understand him.
Yes, but no, not to understand. But every part of his philosophy is related to other part, and there is a contingency between them, and was very important. How we as Islam philosophers, we began with pure reason.
First.
For example, in pure reason, we understand the meaning of causality, the meaning of existence, the meaning of, for example, necessity.
Yes, we do that.
Yes. And we must explain about it. It is named in Islam philosophy as the secondary intelligible. I translate. المعقول الثاني الفلسفي. معقول الفلسفي الثاني. And the most important part of Islamic philosophy. Secondary intelligible. And by this matter, you there is no criticism against God that we don't have any meaning of His causality, creation. And in some cases, we know causality in God, after God in other things. We know existence in God, after God we know existence in others. Certain argument says.
After knowing the existence of God,
General
popełniam się mutykat. After recognizing the
Recognizing the
existence of God?
No, the existence. Meaning existence as
whole existence.
معقول الثاني. You understand? Existence. Real existence. If you understand real existence, first of all, you know God. After God, you must have some demonstration for other things.
after knowing God. But after knowing God, Imam Ghazali said, who knows himself has already known God.
Yes, well, second one in philosophy. Very beautiful, very beautiful.
Yes.
And it is based on this verse of Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أولم يكف بربك أنه على كل شيء شهيد.
Shade is testimony.
أولم يكف بربك أنه على كل شيء شهيد. not كل شيء شهيد عليه.
So it's not enough that God.
What does it mean? It is very strange. It is very strange. What does it mean? أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِ بِرَبِّكَ أَنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ شَهِيدٌ. God is shaheed for other things. Not other things.
Are for him.
Evidence for him.
It's like the history of
It is very beautiful.
Adam when God said in the Quran that we teach him everything, every name. Yes.
It is very beautiful. You can read my book about Siddiqin Argument. Siddiqin Argument says that.
Book or article?
Book.
Okay.
And
It's in English?
English book, yes. It is in English.
Give us an
Academia.
The title?
Siddiqin Argument versus criticism to Kant and Hume.
Naming title in English.
Yes.
Versus
In academia, you can find. You can go to books.
In
I
academia?
have three
I am
books
doing
here.
academia.
And it is, yes, perhaps it is about more than 600 times is downloaded.
Downloaded.
Yeah. And
My articles are put in PDF.
yes,
Yes.
I try
How many times?
to
Yeah.
give terminology of Siddiqi in Western philosophy. And it is very...
Excuse me, on academia you are with the full name Hamidreza.
Hamidreza
Hamidreza Ayatollahy. It's not written.
No.
On the
In the
business card it's not written. It's not written on the academia.
Academia, yes.
It's in his email.
Email.
At the bottom.
At the bottom of email. At the bottom of my email.
Replying
you can-
email, right. I know this.
Yeah, that's